So buying the perfect Mark 7.5 facelift Golf R. So yeah, I'm going to go through basically a little list that I've kind of gone through. You know, I have a Mark 7 Golf R myself. And yeah, I'm going to show a few examples of really great Mark 7.5 Golf Rs which are available today. I'm filming this on the 5th of April 2024. It's actually a car I'm half looking at as well because I'd quite like a DSG version potentially in the future. And yeah, everything that is about this kind of car and well, why I think it's such a good buy to get in general. Video here is I'm kind of just talking. And yeah, for example, this one's from an approved used. It's one of the shaky video footages that you were probably going to get. But it's just an example of one of the 7.5s that are up today. Now, why am I kind of talking about this car when there's a Mark 8 out and when there's a Mark 8.5? Well, both Mark 8 I think is great. I've driven that a lot on my channel as well, but this is just going to focus around the Mark 7.5. And well, for this example as well, you can see here it's a very nice car. You might recognize the color. It's in Oryx white. It's a really special paint. It's on a 67 plate. The reason, yeah, I've got so much to kind of talk about why I'm kind of doing these kind of searches and where I think the kind of like the sweet spot is for the Mark 7.5 facelift Golf R. So essentially the facelift Golf R brought up to a few different things. You just saw there it has the new virtual dash. You've got a slightly new design at the front as well, and a little bit of just a redesign around the whole car really. A bit of a nip and tuck. Nothing major, but you know, something quite nice. They also took away a few things if you know what you're looking for. Now, for example, this particular car's from a main VW dealer, so you get like, you know, 2 years unlimited warranty. 2 years warranty is handy because if there's something wrong with a car, particularly like a car like this, which is a 67 plate, it's up for £27,000. It was listed on the 27th of the 8th. So what's that? August 2023 at 30 grand. In January, it got reduced down to £27,000. 20,000 miles. It's from a Volkswagen dealer, family-run Volkswagen dealer. Here's some of the pictures of it and why I'm kind of looking at this kind of car. Now, I like to look at cars between, if I'm going to get a 7.5, I would look between 2017 and 2018. The reason why is because A, you get the uprated power, you get 310 horsepower. So if I just check in here, and if you check there's so many different things in Auto Trader these days. You check the performance, you can see it says 306 instead of the 296. That just means you get the extra 10 PS. You also means, you see in these things at the back, they're called exhausts. And basically, after that kind of phase, once Volkswagen had to reduce the power, they fitted OPFs, and that was the start of the downfall for a lot of cars. So this is like the sweet spot, and I'm a real big fan of cars between 2013 and 2017, 2018 for that reason. And this is obviously one of the last. You get a better noise. You could have a brand new Golf R today with an Akrapovic exhaust. It won't sound as good as this car with just a standard exhaust. You just have to trust me on that. So if you like your noise and you like your cars, then this is what you go for. Obviously, as part of the Mark 7.5, so I've kind of spoken about a little bit. You get that redesigned front. I personally kind of prefer the Mark 7, if I'm honest, just because it was a bit more unique on the R. You got the quad tail lights, and that's always quite nice. This particular car, I am very interested actually. From a VW dealer, it's a family-run VW dealer, which is quite nice. Up sort of towards Stevenage way. And yeah, Oryx white is quite a rare colour. I don't know how many owners, but I do like how you get the peace of mind with warranty. I do like how it's a DSG. I do like how it's a 5-door. I do like how it's got the extra power. I also like little things. You know, people talk about security-wise. You see that, it's a manual key. You don't have push-button start. Personally, I think that's a better thing. Just a little bit more secure. Less keyless entry. My car's still with a key. I prefer just a little bit of old school, if I'm honest. This car has a pan roof as well. The Oryx white paint looks amazing. The one thing that I would be wary about with people who go for these kind of cars, look for like the front of it, because the paintwork isn't so good on the facelifts compared to the Mark 7. VW did sort of like potentially reduce the layers of paint. So when you're looking for a car, just keep an eye out for the front of it, particularly on a special paint like this. Pan roofs can also be susceptible to cracking. The Pretorias, the 19-inch wheels, also unfortunately can get buckled. So, I mean, if you can find the 18-inch Cadiz, that's generally probably a better way to kind of go through if you can. Yeah, you get the uprated infotainment. I love them. 306 horsepower, you know. 5 door. It's a Golf. It's going to work. It's reliable. I've had mine for sort of 7 years now, and it hasn't really let me down. And they have been really solid. It was in sort of like VW's peak time, I would kind of say. And yeah, this car, it's up for a lot of money, but you're getting a lot of car for that. And you're getting a lot of peace of mind with it too. These cars are also, this is Dyne Audio as well, which is a cracking sound system. DCC is also quite a rare option. This car doesn't particularly have it. But I found some other sort of like 2017 cars just to kind of talk about and just kind of what to look out for certain dealers. For example, this car, again, I love it. It's in iridium grey, I believe. Just a little bit more subtle. It's on the 18-inch Cadiz wheels. Very strong wheels, less likely to buckle. Mine have held up well over 50,000 miles. 18-inch wheels means you also save a little bit of money when you have to replace the tyres, which obviously comes up with a 300 brake horsepower car. You get the darkened interior as well with a facelift. It's in cloth. You can get it in leather as well, which is one thing. And yeah, listen, it's never gonna like set the world on fire, but if you're looking for something for the long term, it can kind of do it quite well. Wow, looking through it, they've done a good job on the paintwork on cleaning this one. And it's good to see exhausts getting polished as well. Just adds that little bit of a touch, because they can get quite muddy, particularly with the amount of power the car's kind of producing from the 2-litre EA888 engine. And yeah, 27,000 miles on this one, so it's a really good mileage. Again, I use this price tracker, so it's down from £24,500 to £22,000, 67 plate. So you get the better sound. People often sort out the Akrapovic exhaust, and that's something that I also do too. But if I was you, I would sort out a car before 2018, and it's very hard to find the right one that has the correct, that doesn't have OPFs in it, but just check on the power and kind of go from there. We've got some other cars as well that I wanted to show. There's just another one here in grey. Again, nice colour, nice car. It's got a baby car seat in the back, so it kind of gives you an idea of potentially how the car's being used, which is quite a nice thing to kind of think about. But there is cars, there's nice description. Say in this one, it's a really nice description about the whole car. Really just talks about it specifically, all about the car, all about the mileage, all about the Oryx white mother of pearl paintwork. It's very specific. It's very nice. It really does say what the car's all about. And I found this car, which looked quite good, £21,500, lower price, 25,000 miles, 17 plate. Looks like a nice car. I'm sure it probably could be. And they've taken some fantastic pictures, and I can't beat it. And I had to try and find out things of what the spec was, because there's nothing in the description about it. Yes, it's a DSG, you can see that. And you can see, I don't know if it's Oryx white or just a solid white. The only way I could find out it had DCC, which is the dynamic chassis control, which is effectively affects the dampers. Quite a good thing if you've got the Pretorias, just to make things a little bit more comfortable, particularly on UK roads, was because of that. It has the comfort kind of setting there. But I personally feel a dealer should actually show that anyway, because if you go into the description for this car, look at that. Look at the description. We sell a variety of used cars. We have a point check. Look at all of that garbage. Look, it's just useless. The only thing in that entire description that they say about the car is the price. Nothing else. Nothing in any of that says anything about the car. To summarise, before I go on too much of a rant, just over the Golf R, you can see a gorgeous one here in Lapis Blue. Is the Mark 7.5 for me is a car that you really can have for life. They're super fun to drive. They're really practical. You can justify them. You can get them in estate form as well. But I really do feel like, particularly before sort of 2017, 2018 time, is a good time to kind of seek out one of these cars. That means the car's been out for sort of 6 or 7 years now. A lot of the depreciation has been done as well, meaning if you can find a clean one, find a good one, you can really kind of stick at it and have a car that not only just can work for a bit of fun potentially, but can actually work every day. The leather in this car is also a nice little touch as well, just to have that kind of extra premium to kind of maybe build up to sort of like an Audi type feel. That's always nice. And the additions of the infotainment, it's a nice sort of balance with the way the cockpit, the virtual cockpit, Dyne Audio is obviously very good as well. So it's a car I can really recommend, but this is a big community channel as well. So, I know I've got a lot of Golf R followers on here as well. So please let me know your kind of thoughts on the Mark 7.5 and yeah, just advice for people really around it. My aim is ultimately to try and help as many people out as I can with the content that I kind of show, and I kind of keep it up to date as well. I am filming this literally on the day that the video is going to go live, and it might not be the most exciting car in the world, but for a car that you can just have and keep for so long, which makes it even more important to kind of go through the right steps to make sure you find the right one. And actually, a lot of what I talk about can be transferable to a lot of cars that you can kind of purchase. And the Golf R, you can find a car that can work for life. But please let me know any thoughts in the comments, anything that you kind of have. And yeah, actually, I'm sort of looking at these as well in sort of a way of like, well, if I was to go away from a manual, maybe give my left leg a little bit more of a rest, because it is a heavy clutch in the manual. That's one of the things that I've kind of been thinking about. There's the Mark 7.5 that can be had, and with the Mark 8 out, the Mark 8.5, due to be announced, a little bit more details shortly. It can be a good time to sneak into a really good car and to have for a really long time. And yeah, I think that's a really great thing. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Got plenty more content to come. And yeah, as this is a community channel, really, really do value your comments and the insights from everyone else also. And the idea is to help everyone else out. But yeah, if you subscribe to the channel, thank you, and I'll see you again next time. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, and yeah, look forward to hearing from you in future videos, and I hope you enjoy the content.